All right, today we're going to be talking about the incenter. Now, the circumcenter was the intersection of the perpendicular bisectors. The incenter is the intersection of the angle bisectors. And so we can see on the picture here that, see how like these are congruent and angle B is bisected and angle C of the triangle is bisected. And if you remember, every point on the angle bisector is equidistant from the sides of the triangles. So here, when we have these angle bisectors, in this case, all of these are congruent. Okay, so that intersection of the angle bisectors is equidistant from all three sides of the triangle then. And it's called the incenter because if we use that as our radius, you could draw a circle inside the triangle. But we're going to take that away. So also, in addition, for the incenter, those highlighted are congruent. We also could mark, maybe I'll do it, it's hard. I'll do it this way. So in other words, BE is congruent to BD because that equidistance from the side is an equidistant from the vertex. And then similarly, we have EC congruent to FC, and then we have AF congruent to AD. So a lot of congruencies there. Let's fill in our words here. It says the angle bisectors of the angle bisectors of the angles of a triangle intersect at a point called the incenter. The incenter is equidistant from the sides of the triangle. So the angle bisectors here are AP, BP, and CP. The incenter is P. Now the congruent segments, the main focus is on those distance from the center. So PD, let's do it this way. PD congruent to PE, congruent to PF. But then in addition, those other ones I highlighted are things like CE congruent to CF. And then we have, just do another color here, BE congruent to BD. Oops. And then we also have AD congruent to AF, those other ones I highlighted. So as you can see, with the incenters, the distance to the sides, the closest to get to the side of the triangle is the most direct is the perpendicular, the one that makes a right angle or perpendicular. So we do have a lot of right triangles here. These two are the same right triangle. These two are the same right triangle. And these two are the same right triangle. Do you see that? So let's look at here. P is the incenter. So right away, I'm going to highlight those three measurements equidistant from the sides. So that means that this is also 8 and this is also 8. And we also have, if we want to look at it the other ways as well, these are all right angles. Now, if this is 17, then that means this is 17. That we can say as well. So let's see what we have over here to fill in. NP is 8. We did that. NK is 17. We just said that. Now we want to know PK. So PK, I'm going to call this X. Notice we have this this triangle. And x is across from the right angle. That's our hypotenuse. So we can write 8 squared plus 17 squared equals x squared. So let's see, 17 squared. So 64 plus 289 equals x squared. 289 plus 64, we get 353 equals x squared. And we're going to take the square root. And we get 18.8 equals x. So this right here is 18.8. And we can put that over here. 18.8 is pk. Now, we also, the other one we want to know is, and we'll call it y here, LO. We don't have that, but we know the hypotenuse is 13 and another leg is 8. So we're going to go 8 squared plus y squared equals 13 squared. 64 plus y squared equals 169. Y squared equals 105. Square root. And looks like we get y is equal to 10.2. So this is 10.2. All right, looking at our next one. G is the incenter, so I'm going to highlight all of these and write what else we know. So if this is 35, then this is 35. 37 is referring to that middle CG. If this is 6, then this is 6. But we don't have those highlighted measurements yet. We don't have those highlighted ones. So if we look at this triangle right here, CGF, we could figure out, we'll call this X right now, we can figure out that using Pythagorean theorem. So we could say x squared plus 35 squared equals 37 squared. Let's see, some big numbers here. So x squared plus 1225 equals 1369. Subtract this. X squared equals 144. Ooh, this is nice. X equals 12. So that's nice. So here, this is 12, this is 12, this is 12. Let's see what we have over here to fill in now that we've done some work. GD, okay, we just figured that out. That's 12. BG, we don't know that. FC, we found that. And BF, we found that. So we just have one more thing to find. BG. BG, right here, we'll call that Y. And you can see here, that's a right angle. We can use that triangle. And that y is the hypotenuse. So we have 6 squared plus 12 squared equals y squared. 36 plus 144 equals y squared. 180 equals y squared. Square root. So let's see, square root 180, 13.4. So BG is 13.4. And our last one, this is an interesting one. Now, S is the incenter. So if we know that, we know these are congruent, we know these are congruent, and we know these are congruent. We don't have the markings on the sides. Now, this says PRQ. PRQ, the whole angle here is 8x minus 10. And this one, RPQ. RPQ, this whole one is, 4x minus 14. And this whole one, PQR is 7x minus 5. So 3 angles of a triangle. We know 3 angles of a triangle equal 180. So we've got 4x minus 14 plus 7x minus 5 plus 8x minus 10 equals 180. Well, let's see, adding these up, looks like we're going to get 19x minus 29 equals 180. Oops, pen's glitching. Plus 29 plus 29. 19x equals 209. Divided by 19. Divided by 19. Let's see, 209 divided by 19. X equals 11. So if x equals 11, we can plug that back in here. So in other words, 7 times 11 minus 5, 77 minus 5 is 72 degrees. So this whole thing right here is 72 degrees. Now if we divide 72 in half, that means each of these is 36. Similarly, we can plug 11 in for x here. 8 times 11 minus 10, 88 minus 10 is 78 degrees. So this whole thing is 78. If we divide that in half, that means this is 39, this is 39. And then up here, 4 times 11 minus 14, 44 minus 14 is 30 degrees. So the whole thing is 30, or this is 15, and this is 15. So let's fill in. PRQ, that whole thing is 78. RPQ, that whole thing was 30. PQR, that whole thing is 72. RPS, 15 degrees. PQS, 36 degrees. PRS, 39 degrees. We thought we were almost done. PSR. PSR is this right here. PSR. So if we look at that little triangle PSR, we know that we have 15 plus question mark plus 39 has to equal 180. So let's see, that would be 54 plus question mark equals 180. Minus 54 minus 54. Question mark equals 126. So that's this. That means this is 126 degrees right there. So finally, 126 degrees. Let me zoom out so you can see everything. And there we go.